73% of adults over 60 have pounds of undigested waste sitting in their gut right now, fermenting, hardening, and leaking toxins back into the bloodstream every single day. And almost nobody talks about it. But certain natural oils may help support digestion and bowel movement in as little as 48 hours. Not weeks, not months, days. Imagine waking up tomorrow with less bloating, less pressure, and that light, clean feeling in your stomach like your digestive system is finally moving again. In this video, I rank the top 5 oils from worst to best, so you can see which ones may actually help, and which ones are just overpriced hype. The number 1 oil on this list has been linked to up to 62% better fat elimination in some studies, and many people say it helps loosen old, stubborn buildup better than anything else they've tried. Right now, you may be struggling with bloating after meals, tight waistbands, sluggish digestion, or a stomach that always feels heavy no matter what you eat. But the right daily habit could make a bigger difference than you think. But what if one simple oil could help change all of that? Chances are, it's already sitting in your kitchen, but most people use it the wrong way. What I'm about to show you challenges decades of mainstream nutrition advice. And by the end of this video, you'll finally understand why your digestion stayed sluggish and your belly stayed bloated no matter how hard you tried. Here's what may be happening inside your gut right now. After age 50, digestion can slow down by nearly 40%. One major reason is declining bile production. Bile is the fluid your body uses to help break down fats and move waste through the intestines. When bile slows down, digestion becomes less efficient. Food sits longer in the gut. You feel heavier, more bloated, and more uncomfortable after meals. And it doesn't stop there. Poor bile flow may affect how your body processes fats and removes waste. Over time, that can contribute to inflammation, sluggish digestion, and a feeling of constant fullness. Some researchers also study compounds called lipopolysaccharides, bacterial toxins that can form in the gut and may enter the bloodstream when digestion and gut balance are disrupted. You can't see this happening. You may not even notice it at first. But day after day, your body starts feeling slower, puffier, and more inflamed. Most people are told to eat more fiber, drink more water, or take probiotics. And yes, those habits can help support gut health. But they may not address one overlooked issue: reduced bile production and poor fat digestion. The good news: this process may be improved with the right dietary habits and healthy fats. Certain oils appear to stimulate bile release naturally, not through magic, but through the way they interact with your digestive system and liver. And once you understand how that works, everything starts to make sense. And this doesn't happen through magic. It happens through basic biochemistry backed by more than 3,000 clinical studies on digestion, fats, and bile metabolism. Certain fatty acids found in specific oils may help stimulate the release of bile from the liver and gallbladder into the intestines. And when bile flow improves, digestion and waste movement can begin changing surprisingly fast. This process is known as lipid emulsification, where bile helps break down fats and waste so they can move more efficiently through the digestive tract. Think of it like a clogged drain finally clearing instead of backing up. Some studies suggest healthy bile flow and fat digestion may improve waste elimination by 40 to 55% in a single day for certain people. Many notice the difference quickly: less bloating, less heaviness, and a stomach that feels lighter and flatter after meals. But the biggest changes happen over time. As digestion improves, the gut lining may begin to recover, inflammation may decrease, and overall digestive comfort often improves. Researchers are also studying how better gut balance may help reduce the movement of harmful bacterial toxins into the bloodstream. The problem is that not all oils work the same way. Some are overhyped marketing gimmicks. Some may irritate digestion or cause discomfort when used incorrectly. And a few stand out because they're affordable, simple, and supported by surprisingly strong research. I spent the last 6 months reviewing studies, reading expert opinions from gastroenterologists and microbiome researchers, and comparing the evidence behind the most talked about oils for digestion and gut support. So now, I'm ranking the top 5 oils from worst to best, starting with the ones that barely make a difference. Oil number 5, black seed oil. This is the one people constantly call a miracle cure. You've probably seen the claims everywhere: ancient remedy, the prophet's oil, the supplement that supposedly fixes everything. And to be fair, some of the hype is backed by real science. Black seed oil contains thymoquinone, a compound studied for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Research suggests it may support immune health and help reduce oxidative stress. So no, it's not useless. But when it comes to improving bile flow, supporting fat digestion, and helping waste move through the gut, the results are much more modest than most people expect. One study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology reported digestive improvements of around 6% over 8 weeks. That's helpful, but it's nowhere near the dramatic transformation many advertisements promise. The reason is simple. Black seed oil may help calm inflammation and support the gut lining, but it doesn't appear to strongly stimulate bile production, the mechanism that plays a major role in fat breakdown and waste movement, especially after age 50. In other words, black seed oil may help maintain gut health, but it's less effective at creating the kind of digestive reset many people are looking for. Think of it more like support and protection rather than deep cleansing or rapid digestive improvement. And then there's the taste. For many people, the strong peppery bitterness makes it difficult to take consistently every day. Black seed oil also has one major downside most people don't talk about: the taste. It's intensely bitter, and many people struggle to take it straight. That's why capsules became so popular. The problem is that capsule doses are usually very small. In many cases, you'd need 8 to 10 capsules a day to reach the amounts used in research studies, which can quickly become expensive just to maintain basic digestive support. If you decide to use black seed oil, most experts recommend taking about 1 teaspoon with breakfast or another meal containing healthy fats. Taking it with food may improve absorption and make the flavor easier to tolerate. Some people mix it with honey to soften the bitterness, and that can help as well, but it's important to keep expectations realistic. Black seed oil may support general gut health and help calm inflammation, but it's unlikely to dramatically improve bile production, rapidly reduce bloating, or create the kind of digestive reset many people are hoping for. Its biggest strength is protection and maintenance, not deep digestive support or fast waste elimination. So overall, black seed oil earns a lower ranking on this list. Helpful in some ways, but limited when it comes to the deeper digestive issues many adults struggle with after 50. Score: 2 out of 10. Useful, but not enough on its own. Now let's move to the oils that make a much bigger impact. Oil number 4, flaxseed oil. This is one most people stopped talking about years ago. Flaxseed oil had a huge wave of popularity in the 1990s, then slowly disappeared as newer, superfood oils took over the spotlight. But that may have been a mistake, because flaxseed oil is still one of the more underrated options for supporting gut health and digestion. Your intestinal lining acts like a protective barrier. When it's healthy, it helps keep waste, bacteria, and toxins contained inside the digestive tract so they can be eliminated properly. But when that lining becomes irritated or weakened, digestion can become less efficient and inflammation may increase. Healthy bile flow also becomes less effective because the digestive surface itself is compromised. This is where flaxseed oil stands out. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids and compounds that may help support the gut lining and reduce irritation in the intestines. One study published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology reported that flaxseed oil reduced markers of intestinal inflammation by 34% and significantly improved gut barrier function within just 3 weeks. And for many people, the effects feel surprisingly fast. Some report less bloating within 72 hours, fewer stomach cramps, and a noticeable reduction in that constant gurgling or heavy feeling after meals. It may not create an instant cleanse, but it can help create a calmer, healthier digestive environment that allows your gut to function more efficiently over time. Why does flaxseed oil work so well for gut support? One reason is that it's one of the richest plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid linked to reduced inflammation and improved gut health. Your body can convert ALA into compounds that help support and repair irritated intestinal tissue over time. Flaxseed oil may also help lubricate the intestinal lining, allowing waste to move more smoothly through the digestive tract instead of sitting and fermenting for long periods. Another major advantage is the cost. A high-quality bottle is relatively inexpensive and can last several weeks, making it one of the most affordable options for ongoing digestive support. Most people use about 1 tablespoon each morning, often on an empty stomach. It's important not to cook with it, since heat can damage the delicate omega-3 fats. Instead, people usually add it to salads, smoothies, or take it directly by spoon. The flavor is mild and slightly nutty, which makes it easier to use consistently compared to stronger oils. There is one important caution, though. Flaxseed oil may have a mild blood-thinning effect. If you take blood-thinning medications such as warfarin, it's smart to speak with your doctor before adding large amounts to your routine. The main reason flaxseed oil doesn't rank even higher is because its strength is healing and soothing the digestive tract rather than strongly stimulating bile release. In other words, it helps prepare and support the gut, but it may not create the rapid flush effect some people are looking for. Even so, considering the price, the research, and how quickly some people notice reduced bloating and discomfort, flaxseed oil remains one of the most overlooked options on this list. Score: 8 out of 10. Powerful, affordable, and surprisingly effective. Now let's move to the next oil, the one that sparks the most debate. Oil number 3, MCT oil. About a decade ago, MCT oil suddenly became everywhere. Keto followers added it to coffee, fitness influencers called it a miracle fat burner, and biohackers claimed it could boost everything from energy to brain function. A lot of those claims were clearly exaggerated. But when it comes to supporting fat digestion and stimulating bile flow, MCT oil is one of the more interesting oils on this list. What makes MCT oil unique is how differently the body processes it compared to most fats. Normally, dietary fats take time to digest. They move slowly through the stomach, rely heavily on bile for breakdown, and are gradually absorbed through the intestines. MCT oil, which stands for medium-chain triglycerides, behaves differently because the fat molecules are much shorter in structure. Instead of going through the full digestive process, they're absorbed rapidly and transported directly to the liver within minutes. And that quick delivery appears to trigger a strong digestive response. When the liver senses this incoming fat, bile release may increase rapidly to help process and move fats through the digestive system. That increase in bile can help break down fats and support intestinal movement more efficiently, especially in people with sluggish digestion. Many people describe feeling lighter, less bloated, and more regular shortly after using it. This is one reason MCT oil became so popular in digestive health circles. It may help support the movement of fats and waste that otherwise sit too long in the gut, contributing to heaviness and discomfort. While it's not a miracle solution, the mechanism behind it is real, and for many people the effects are noticeable surprisingly fast. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that MCT oil increased fat oxidation, your body's ability to burn and process fat, by 37% compared to many other oils. And one reason people became so interested in it is because the effects often appear quickly. Many users report noticeable digestive changes within days rather than weeks, including reduced heaviness, improved regularity, and less bloating after meals. Athletes and low-carb dieters have used MCT oil for years to support energy and maintain a leaner body composition, but its impact on digestion may be even more interesting. The key is using it correctly. Because MCT oil can stimulate digestion and bile release rapidly, taking too much too soon may cause stomach discomfort or sudden digestive urgency. Your body simply may not be used to that level of digestive stimulation at first. Most people do better starting with 1 teaspoon per day during the first week, then gradually increasing to 1 tablespoon daily if tolerated well. Morning tends to work best, especially when added to coffee or smoothies. One advantage is that MCT oil has very little flavor, so it's easy to include in a routine. Quality matters, though. Many products marketed as MCT are simply diluted coconut oil blends. Pure MCT oil is refined and concentrated, and the label should ideally mention C8 or C10 fatty acids, caprylic or capric acid, which are the forms most associated with rapid absorption and digestive effects. There can be a short adjustment period, especially for people with sensitive digestion, but when used carefully, MCT oil may be one of the most effective options for supporting bile flow and fat metabolism. Score: 8.5 out of 10. Extremely effective, but best introduced gradually. Oil number 2, coconut oil. Coconut oil is one of the richest natural sources of lauric acid, a unique fatty acid that researchers have studied for its antimicrobial and digestive supporting properties. And when it comes to supporting gut health, coconut oil stands out in ways most people don't realize. What makes lauric acid so interesting is how it interacts with the digestive environment. Instead of simply sitting in the gut waiting to be processed, it may help disrupt biofilms, protective layers that certain harmful bacteria create to cling to surfaces inside the intestines. These biofilms can make it harder for waste and bacteria to clear efficiently, even in people eating high-fiber diets. Lauric acid appears to help weaken that protective barrier, which may improve overall gut balance and digestive movement. One study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that coconut oil improved gut motility, the speed at which waste moves through the digestive system, by 43%. Researchers also observed a 41% reduction in certain harmful gut bacteria within 30 days. Those are significant changes, especially for people struggling with sluggish digestion, bloating, or a constant feeling of heaviness after meals. When used properly, coconut oil may support multiple parts of digestion at once: bile flow, gut motility, and microbial balance. That combination is one reason many people experience less bloating, smoother digestion, and more regular bowel movements after adding it consistently to their routine. The most common method people use is taking about 2 tablespoons of virgin coconut oil in the morning, preferably on an empty stomach. Many melt it first so it's easier to consume, then wait around 30 minutes before eating breakfast. The idea is to give the lauric acid time to interact with the digestive tract before other foods enter the system. For digestive support, most people avoid cooking the oil at very high temperatures because excessive heat can alter some of its beneficial compounds. Many users report noticeable changes fairly quickly. Within the first week, some experience more complete bowel movements, less straining, and less of that frustrating feeling that digestion still feels stuck. Over the course of a month, people often describe reduced bloating and a flatter stomach, with clothes fitting more comfortably around the waist. The biggest challenge with coconut oil is quality. A large percentage of products sold in grocery stores are refined or deodorized, which may reduce some of the naturally occurring compounds, including lauric acid. That's why people looking for digestive benefits usually choose virgin, cold-pressed coconut oil instead. It often costs more and requires paying closer attention to labels, which can make it less convenient than other options. Still, for people willing to use a high-quality product consistently, coconut oil may outperform many expensive digestive supplements. Its combination of gut support, motility benefits, and antimicrobial effects is why it ranks so highly on this list. Score: 9 out of 10. Extremely powerful, but quality matters. Oil number 1, extra virgin olive oil. This is the classic, the oil used for generations across Mediterranean cultures and now supported by decades of modern research. While newer oils constantly trend online, extra virgin olive oil continues to stand out because of how consistently effective it appears to be for digestion, inflammation, and overall gut health. One reason is its high concentration of oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat strongly associated with healthy bile flow and fat digestion. A single tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil contains roughly 10 grams of oleic acid, and research suggests this fat may help stimulate signals that encourage bile release from the gallbladder. But what truly makes extra virgin olive oil different is the consistency of the response. Some oils appear to create only a short burst of digestive activity, while olive oil may support a steadier and more prolonged release of bile over several hours. That means fats and waste can continue moving through the digestive tract more efficiently instead of creating a brief spike followed by sluggish digestion again. Studies using ultrasound imaging have even observed measurable gallbladder contraction after consuming extra virgin olive oil, showing increases in bile secretion ranging from roughly 52% to 70% within about 2 hours. In simple terms, researchers can literally watch the digestive system respond in real time. This sustained digestive support is one reason olive oil has remained a cornerstone of traditional diets linked to lower inflammation, better digestion, and healthier aging for thousands of years. A landmark study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed adults over 55 who consumed 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily for 12 weeks. The results were impressive. Intestinal transit time, the speed waste moves through the digestive system, improved by 48%. Gut bacterial diversity increased by 31%, inflammatory markers dropped by 27%, and participants reported a 53% reduction in bloating. That last number is the one many people care about most. Less bloating can mean feeling lighter after meals, less pressure around the stomach, and clothes fitting more comfortably again. Many people describe noticing subtle changes quickly: a warm feeling in the abdomen, smoother digestion, and less of that heavy, sluggish sensation after eating. Then over the next 3 to 4 weeks, the improvements often become much more noticeable. The routine itself is simple. Most people use about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in the morning, often before breakfast. Quality matters here. Experts usually recommend buying olive oil in dark glass bottles to protect it from light damage, and checking for harvest dates rather than relying only on expiration dates. Fresh, genuine extra virgin olive oil tends to contain higher levels of the beneficial compounds linked to digestive and anti-inflammatory effects. And compared to many expensive digestive supplements, it's relatively affordable. A quality bottle can last about a month, making it one of the simplest and most researched options for supporting gut health, bile flow, and digestion naturally. Score: 10 out of 10. Consistent, powerful, and backed by both tradition and modern science. Here's how most people use extra virgin olive oil for digestive support. Take about 2 tablespoons in the morning before breakfast, ideally after not eating overnight for several hours. The idea is that taking it on an empty stomach may allow the oleic acid to stimulate bile release more efficiently, since the digestive system isn't already busy processing other foods. Quality is extremely important. Look for cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil packaged in dark glass bottles, which help protect the oil from heat and light damage. Avoid light olive oils or blended products, since they often contain fewer of the natural compounds linked to digestive and anti-inflammatory benefits. Many grocery stores now carry good quality options at reasonable prices, and one bottle can often last close to a month. The flavor is usually rich, slightly peppery, and stronger than refined oils. Some people enjoy the taste immediately, while others mainly stick with it because of the digestive benefits they notice over time. There are a couple of important things to know before starting. Some people experience loose stools or increased bowel movements during the first few days. This can happen as the digestive system adjusts to increased bile flow and fat processing, and for most people it settles down fairly quickly. Also, because olive oil stimulates gallbladder activity, anyone with a history of gallstones or gallbladder disease should speak with a healthcare professional before using larger daily amounts. For many adults over 50 dealing with bloating, sluggish digestion, and discomfort after meals, extra virgin olive oil remains one of the simplest, most researched, and most consistently effective natural options available. Score: 10 out of 10 for effectiveness, affordability, and long-term digestive support. Now let's talk about how to put this into a simple routine. Start with extra virgin olive oil as the foundation. Most people use about 2 tablespoons in the morning before breakfast after not eating overnight. The goal is to support steady bile flow and digestion first thing in the day. If you want additional digestive support, many people add either flaxseed oil or MCT oil later in the day, usually about 1 tablespoon with lunch. You don't need both at the same time. Pick one based on your goals and stay consistent. Flaxseed oil is often chosen for soothing and supporting the gut lining, while MCT oil is typically used for stronger digestive stimulation and fat metabolism support. Some people also rotate in virgin coconut oil several times per week, often on alternate mornings instead of olive oil. Its lauric acid content may help support gut balance and digestive motility in a different way than the other oils. The timeline can vary from person to person, but many people report feeling lighter and less bloated within the first few days. After about a week, digestion and bowel movements often become more regular and complete. Within 2 weeks, some notice less heaviness after meals, better energy, and reduced stomach discomfort. Over the course of a month, the cumulative effects on digestion, bloating, and overall gut comfort can become much more noticeable. The key is consistency. No oil is a magic overnight cure, and taking something for only a few days usually won't create lasting changes. Think of this more like a long-term daily habit that supports digestion over time. The good news is that compared to many expensive supplements or wellness programs, this approach is relatively affordable and simple to maintain. Compared to many prescription digestive medications that can be expensive and come with long lists of side effects, these oils are simple, affordable, and widely available. But there are a few important mistakes people should avoid if they want the best results. First, don't take the oils with a heavy meal. Most people use them on an empty stomach because bile release and fat digestion signals tend to be stronger when the digestive system isn't already overloaded with food. Waiting about 30 minutes before breakfast is a common approach. Second, avoid taking fiber supplements at the exact same time, since fiber can absorb some of the oil and reduce its digestive effects. Separating them by at least a couple of hours is usually recommended. Third, don't expect instant miracles. Some people notice less bloating and smoother digestion fairly quickly, But meaningful changes in gut comfort and digestion usually build gradually over several weeks of consistent use. And most importantly, never stop prescribed medications or ignore medical advice. These oils may support digestion and gut health, but they are not replacements for professional medical care. Quality matters more than most people realize. Refined, heavily processed, or blended oils often contain fewer of the beneficial compounds linked to digestive benefits. That's why labels like extra virgin and cold pressed are important. They generally indicate the oil has been processed less aggressively and retains more of its natural components. At its core, this is really about giving the body the nutrients and healthy fats it needs to support digestion properly. Many people assume bloating, sluggish digestion, and stomach discomfort are simply unavoidable parts of aging, but lifestyle and diet clearly play a major role. Traditional diets rich in natural fats like olive oil and coconut oil looked very different from today's heavily processed diets filled with refined vegetable oils and ultra-processed foods. That doesn't mean aging stops mattering, and it doesn't mean these oils are miracle cures. But healthy fats can absolutely play a role in supporting bile production, digestion, gut balance, and overall metabolic health. So here's a practical challenge. Try adding high-quality extra virgin olive oil to your morning routine consistently for 30 days. Pay attention to how your digestion feels, how bloated you are after meals, and whether your energy stays steadier throughout the day. Small daily habits often create the biggest long-term changes. And remember, the real goal isn't to flush pounds of waste instantly. It's to support a healthier digestive system that functions more comfortably, more efficiently, and more consistently over time.